very important concept of stock market is block and the bulk deal, right? As I was telling you that whenever the moving average takes a support, the buying becomes in small pieces. Like you don't see big candles forming. Why? Because they do not fall into any of this. Otherwise the price of the stock will quickly go up. So before we go on anywhere, let's understand the concept of what a block deal and the bulk deal. So what I have done, that I have taken out from the Google's browser what a block deal and the bulk deals. So we begin with it. Block deal is a trade with a minimum quantity of 5 lakh shares or minimum value of 5 crore executed through a single transaction on a special window, on a special block deal window. The window is open for only 35 minutes in the morning trading hours. Okay, market regulator SEBI has also made it mandatory for the stock brokers to disclose on a daily basis the block deals made through data upload software. Usually block deal happens when two parties agree to buy or sell securities as an agreed price between themselves and inform the stock exchange. Means the buyers and the sellers have to be prefixed. Like you remember a very clear example that I want to give you, when Uday Kotak has to offload his stocks, so he sold it to a mutual fund. He sold it to the Canada pension plan, and the party was like the FII was fixed and the seller was fixed, buyer was fixed, and they conducted the deal. And this deal you can get to know only after the market hours, say at about 5:30. NSE or BSE, all the exchanges update their data, and then you can understand what deal has happened. The orders in a block deal are not shown to the people who trade from normal trade window. Stock exchanges should disclose the information on block deals to the public on the same day after market hours. This should contain information bits like name of the script, name of the client, quantity of shares, traded price, and so forth, right? Similarly, what are bulk deals? Bulk deal is a trade where total quantity bought or sold is more than 0.5% of the number of equity shares of a listed company, right? It's got nothing to do with the money, but this is the number of share which has to be bought or sold. Bulk deal can be transacted by the normal trading window provided by brokers throughout the trading hours in day. Bulk deals are market driven and take place throughout the trading day. The stockbroker who facilitates the trade is required to reveal the stock exchange about the bulk deals. Then it says, according to SEBI, to facilitate block deals, stock exchanges provide separate trading window for only 35 minutes in the beginning of the trading hours, right? The transaction price of a share ranges from +1% to -1% of the previous day closing or the current market price. These transactions take place on delivery basis. According to SEBI guidelines, shares transacted under the window of block deal should not be squared off or reversed. Also, the stock exchanges are required to disclose the information on block deals. So who are the major participants? While major participants in block and the bulk deal are institutional pairs, there are super high net worth individuals like Rakesh Jhunjhunwala or Vijay Kedia, etc. They also trade in these block and the bulk deals, right? Mostly mutual funds, financial institutions, insurance companies, bank, venture capitalists, foreign institutional investors trade in such deals. The window is also used by many promoters of the companies, right? So, I'm not saying that you should track them, but you should at least know where the bulk and the block deal is happening so that you know where is the interest developing. Now, how do you find out these block and the bulk deals, right? Just again type on your Google's browser bulk and block deals today, right? You will get many websites. You can select the one you want to. I mean, I love Money Control. I find Money Control pretty good, or I like, like this is also pretty, I find it good. Or you can go to the nseindia.com, or you can go to bseindia.com, and you will be able to find that. Now, this is you get to see here the intraday large deals, and when do they all become to, trade from 9:15 onwards, right? Can you see? This is the quantity, so much quantity, and whether it's a large deal, price, value in crores, and then time, right? Look at here, PNB Housing Finance. How many shares have been traded? 40 lakh shares have been traded. What is the price? Price of each share is 1283, 1283 rupees, and the value in crores is 518 crores, right? It's a big deal happen. You want to see what happened at that time? Let me take you to PNB and we'll be able to see from there. So I'm going to delete one or two of them so that we can add PNB Housing Finance. I know it's a sell deal but still I want to show you PNB Housing Finance here. So see here, look at today. This is how it happened, right? It opened massively gap down, right? So the deal has actually was a sell deal. You can see this is actually Zerodha is a very troublesome broker nowadays. So this is 30 minutes graph. This is 15 minutes graph. So you can see, such a massive sell has taken place the moment market opened. I'm sure buyers and sellers were all exactly ready, and the moment market opened, there was a 518 crore deal took place, and you can see how this particular stock has gone down, right? So this is a place where you see block and the bulk deal. Okay. I don't know why Zerodha is taking time, but I just showed it to you. Let's go further down and see so my interest remains in this column, which is the value in crores. My interest remains in this particular column where I get to see how many crores are being sold or bought back, right? So let's go further down and see what's happening. If I could find something. So PC Jeweler, if you see today, there have been a lot of deals happening in PC Jeweler, right? So this is a forum where this is a place where you can find out, big deals happening. These are large intraday deals. It happens the entire day, right? These deals keep on happening entire day. And my interest remain into any deal which is more than 50 crores in single slot, and that to be unheard, unusual, not a future stock, but in a cash stock, right? And then I would like to see how it looks on the technicals, and then I would see its fundamentals, and then I will create my position, right? So this is the column. Now see here, Bharti Infratel had a 64 crore deal. Look at Exide Industries, it had a 35 crore deal, right? You look into Bharti Infratel, it again had a huge deal. Okay, Maruti Suzuki had a deal, right? But it doesn't matter, it's a huge stock. Bharti Infratel really had a lot of deals today. Then you can go to the BSE and bseindia.com as well. So this is what you need to do. You can even find out the past, let's say from 1st May onwards, we want to see what's happening till today and find out block and the bulk deal, right? So see here, you get to see what are the block and the bulk deal, right? Whether it is being sold or it's being purchased, what is happening, that you get to see here. Now what you have to do, you don't need to worry about people, the high net worth people, except Rakesh Jhunjhunwala or Vijay Kedia or one or two more known investors. You don't need to look into individual investors. You need to see basically, the mutual fund, right? Mutual funds is what you need to figure out. So if you see here, there is none of them is basically from a mutual fund, right? I can't see any one of them from a mutual fund. See here, Tripoli Management Private Limited, then Chiripal, whatever, then Share and Stock Brokers Private Limited, then you have Kamal Kumar Jalan. All of them are none of them is basically let's go. None of them is basically institutional buyer. Let's see from here, 23rd of April onwards, if I could find some more. Why am I not getting more? Period 23rd to only 7th of May had huge deals. Okay. So now let's go to the block deal. These are bulk deals, and let's see what's happening in the block deals. Time frame is, let me take it up from May 1st to 8th, and let me submit it. No data available, right? So there is no block deal that has happened. So you can find out from various places. As I told you, just type it in the Google's browser. This is BSE. Actually, if you go to NSE, you will get much better data, because usually NSE has a lot of dealings happening, whereas the BSE has lesser number of deals, right? So I would prefer to go to nseindia.com. That'll give me many more clearer trades, right? Block and bulk deals, NSE India on NSE. So nseindia.com, you can see the first one itself is nseindia.com, and you can go for the past 5 days or maybe 7 days, get data. You can see all of it. See, starting from 2nd May, you have all the bulk deals, right? And now you can see the total price, you can see the quantity traded, bought or sold. But what are we interested in? We're only interested in institutional buying, right? We are only interested in institutional buying, right? So if we get the institutional buying, fine. Otherwise, we are not interested in any of it, right? But one thing that you can make out from here by looking at it, that so many people are buying and so many people are selling. PC Jeweler means market is more interested in PC Jeweler, quality, and Just Dial, Jet Airways. This is where the focus is. And I also would look for something which is unusual name, right? So this is Bartronics. Bartronics is an unusual name. So you have to look for if there is a mutual fund which has bought in it, right? You will look for a mutual fund. So I can't see a mutual fund still over here. Any of the mutual fund I can't see. But if we get to see a mutual fund, we can see how the stock has given a movement. Let me take up some instead of bulk, let me take block deals. So Ajmera Reality, right? So this is nothing. Let's see, let's go to some bigger number of days, 2 weeks. So here again, there is no institutional buying. I can't see any institutional buying. Let me take it 3 months. Now see here, KKR Mauritius PE Investment Limited. This is an FII, right? What has it done? Coffee Day Enterprise, it has exited its share, right? Who has bought it back? Who has bought it? Malvika Hegde. So forget about it, right? And it's an institutional selling, right? We are looking for institutional buying. Okay, so out of these, I don't see any of them is institutional buying. But I'll tell you another way when I'm going to be teaching you the app, Stockage app. You'll be able to see more clearly where is the institutional buying and selling taking place, right? So institutional buying matters a lot. It gives you a more clear idea, which direction they are going to be, the market is going to be heading from there, right? So see here, GMO completion fund master portfolio. No, this is again not a FIIDI. It must be a portfolio by some private equity. Like there's an equity portfolio here. GMO Emerging Domestic Opportunities Fund. Like Stitching Depository APJ Emerging Market Equity Pool. This is again a big buyer, right? See, huge quantity they've bought, but they are not FII or D. They may not be qualified FIIDI. They must be, they must be, they must not be big buyers or sellers of mutual funds, but they are qualified institutional investors, Okay, so my interest particularly remains into whenever there is a mutual fund is interested in a particular stock, then I get interested in that stock. But I don't immediately click, create my position in them. I wait for, the right opportunity. I'll teach you how. So what I want to tell you from here, see here, this is Morgan Stanley IDFC Limited. They have sold. Morgan Stanley Mauritius Company Limited, they have sold, right? What have they sold? IDFC shares they have sold. And this is 7th of November. We'll just see what happened once they sold it. Who bought it? I don't think so. That should be much of concern. But who sold it is a big concern for us, right? But exactly these two parties have interchanged the shares, so I don't see that should be a big problem, right? But see here, Morgan Stanley Mauritius has sold the shares of Greenlam Industries, and Dovetail India Fund have bought it back, right? Dish TV. So this is a deal happening between Morgan Stanley and Dovetail. They're exchanging the stocks, right? So, usually what happens, when the institutional buying and selling happens between the two institutions, then it doesn't reflect in the market, but if the institutions are the big sellers and the buyers are some ordinary people, or, they sold it in the open market, it makes a lot of difference. All right. So I want to show you, the stocks that I have given you in the past based on bulk and the block deal, and one of them is 𝐸𝐸𝐵io, right? One of them is 𝐸𝐸𝐵io, right? I gave it to you, you guys, when this is 30 minutes. I need to take its 1-day graph. You can go to the net and check, I gave it on this day here, right? Here, 18th of May, it had a huge bulk deal. It went up. I waited for it to cool down, right? This cooling period is important. Otherwise, you'll be trapped. The stock will reach this price after maybe 1 month or so. So let the price cool down. When it comes to a support, that's when I created. You can go to my YouTube videos and see. I gave this stock on 23rd or 24th of May. You can check it. First time when I gave this stock, I gave it on 24th or 25th of May, right? So many stocks I've given you. Hubtown, I gave you CUB, I gave you many stocks. I gave based on the same concept. I gave you Kotak Mahindra Bank based on the same concept because I saw huge FII, huge bulk deal and the block deals happening. So let me just show you the videos. If you go down, I want to show you 𝐸𝐸𝐵io was my stock on 23rd of 6. It's just almost like 1 year ago. So if you see here, 10 months, StockPro 97. If you somewhere here, 11 months, all cargo, somewhere here only I have given 1 year ago. So I'm sure 𝐸𝐸𝐵io must be somewhere here only. 23rd of May, my video number 47, if I remember. People have told me that this is Kotak Mahindra Bank, right? After Kotak Mahindra Bank, I gave 𝐸𝐸𝐵io. 𝐸𝐸𝐵io, City Union Bank also was given on the same process, right? Then we had 𝐖𝐡 was also given on the same process. I gave it long back when 𝐖𝐡 was about 400 rupees, and it gave a good breakout. Now 𝐖𝐡 is at, after 1 year, it is just doubled from that level. See, somewhere I'm sure I have given, 𝐸𝐸𝐵io. So what I'm trying to tell you, and here, 95, 11 months ago, if you see here the date I want to show you, you can see my date. It is 24th of May, right? 24th of May means This is 18th of May. You can see at the bottom. This is 2019. This is 22nd. This is 23rd. This is 24th. When 24th it came to a support, that's when I gave it for a buy. And see from here, it just went up. You know, first it went up to 81, and then again the moving average took a support, and then it's been going up only. It's almost double. So 63. It's more than double. It's more than double. Not even 1 year, and it's more than double, right? So this is 𝐤𝐵. I gave Hubtown. I gave CUB, right? CUB was at about 54 rupees. I remember very clearly. I just saw it right now somewhere here. City Union Bank. So City Union Bank, I could see somewhere here. This was City Union Bank. I mean, these are all based on bulk and the block deals, right? So you should be aware, you know. And now I have, see here, this is City Union Bank. And which date is this? City Union Bank, the date is 12th of April, right? Let's see what was the price on 12th of April. See here, CUB. The price was here, somewhere here. This was the price. Here, it was 135. It was 135, 135, 136, and from there it has reached today 194, right? So 60 points, you know, 50% return in 1 year. I believe it's a phenomenal return. No mutual fund will give you this kind of a return. And this was based on have any other filter. I just knew, you know, these bulk and the block deals I used to track and wait for it to come to a support. And when it used to come to a support, like here also, when I waited for the stock to come to a support, CUB. When it took a support on the moving average, then I created position in it. Similarly, I told you 𝐤𝐵. I created position in 𝐤𝐵 on 24th of May, right? Based on a similar concept, right? Based on the similar concept, which I just explained you. Okay. So where is it? September. So this was 23rd here. This is the trade, right? Do not get carried away by such a long candle. You have to wait for it to cool down. I can show you this on another stock called BF Utilities. I can show you this on BF Utilities. You know, this is a stock which has had many such, you know, data, many such opportunities. BF Utilities. Now see here, BF Utilities, I have traded many times. So I can't move it, you know. So here, see, when this trade was coming up, I waited for it to cool down, take the support, then I entered and I enjoyed this run. Similarly, when this happened, I waited for it to cool down and again enjoyed this run up. Similarly, when this happened, it cooled down, but it could not go up and it fell and fell and fell, right? So you have to be, you know, you have to understand one thing. Whenever a big momentum comes, there will be a cooling off period after that. Why is it so? Because the company stocks are limited, right? If there's each company has, let's say there's a company which has 2,000 stocks. So if somebody buys so many stocks, like this buying has come, someone has to sell, na? So when the prices will go up like this, there has to be a cooling off period, or people who have bought it earlier at this time, they would like to exit with little profit that they have got. So this is a cooling off period. Wait for it to give you another breakout. Okay. So every time you enter into a stock, you have to remember that you have to, if you see an institutional buying, wait for it to cool down, right? Do not enter right away. But you get to know one thing, that the stock has a good opportunity to go up. I can tell you one more stock which showed me a kind of momentum here. Even Flips Carbon is that kind of a stock. Even Flips Carbon is that kind of a stock, you know. So this is ICICI Bank, right? ICICI Bank had a good, you know, institutional buying in it. ICICI Bank had a good institutional buying long back, right? Not, I'm not talking about today. So the institutional buying happens somewhere at, you know, 303 rupees, somewhere here, right? Few days, and after that, you know, price did go up. You know, like, remember one thing, that these foreign investors will never lose money, or the domestic institutions, mutual funds and all, will never lose money. So suppose they have bought it about at 303 rupees. I remember that. I think the price was lesser and they have bought it at a higher price. The price came down, but see here, it took a good support. They didn't allow it to fall below 286, and from there onwards it even touched 364. But what you have to remember, do not buy it at when you see the institutional buying coming in. Wait for the stock to cool down. Once it has cooled down, then you will take a position. Then you will see the flight up. Okay, and the concept remains same, that it should be on a support. It should be on a support. All right. So I have showed you many examples. One example I showed you was Venky's. Venky's also I invested only when there was institutional buying in Venky's, right? When the institutions were buying into it. And this offload of PNB housing today, it's not by individuals like you and me. It is by some institutional seller, you know, some institutional, some institution that has sold this. Or maybe, I mean, I'm 100% sure this is not a stock split or something. This is a selling that has happened, right? Okay, so this was block and the bulk deal. So you know how to identify, how to get the block and bulk deal. I'll teach you in the stock edge application. Your life will become simpler after that, but still you can get to see from on your Google's browser also, you will be able to find out the bulk and the block deal. All right. Now this was one thing. The second thing that I want to tell you is, how do you enter? Whenever you see a big buying or selling coming in, please, buying coming in a stock, please wait for it to cool down, right? Once the stock has cooled down, then only you create your position. All right. So whenever there's a huge candle comes up, remember that that candle is not by you and me. It is by an institutional buyer, right? So if there has been buying that has come, the stock will cool down as well. So wait for an opportunity, but good stocks, you should keep it on your radar. You should have them with you ready, and you should be able to watch them on a regular basis. Fine. So this was block and bulk deals. Now we are going next to the next concept, which is FII and DII activity. We're going to go on to the next concept, which is FII and DII activity, right? So the block and the bulk deal is over. Please continue finding out block and the bulk deal, and the extension of block and bulk deal is FII and DII activity. All right. See you in the next slide.